Time for another Santa Anita Pick'em live stream. Gino Bacola here alongside Eric from ETOF21 Sports, and we're going to be taking you through this week's props for the Saturday, February 4th contest at Santa Anita. The best thing about these contests, they are absolutely free, and they give you cash prizes. Every single day that there's a contest, $500 given out to the winner of these contests. Totally free to sign up. All you have to do is head to the website, pick'em.santanita.com, or you can just go to the santanita.com website and you can find the link there and click directly to it. Every Saturday, Sunday, they have these contests, and these contests are 12 props. They are all just worth 1 point. So you just try to pick correct selections along the way. And if you are one of the winners, you will get $500. It's not split because there are tiebreakers there. And then you can also win a prize for the most total selections overall. So this is something that you want to play every day. Just set a little alarm for yourself. Remind yourself to do it. There's no harm in playing. It's not going to cost you anything. You're not going to get negatives for doing it, Eric. And by playing in it last time, you won $1,000 last meet when they were giving out $1,000 to the top winner. Now they're giving $500. So it's just one of these things that if you're a fan of racing, if you're a fan of sports, play in all these free contests where you can get free cash back. It's great for the ROI.
You know, free's free. It's free to enter. It just doesn't take more than 20 minutes to fill this out. And, you know, you get free money. So there's nothing to gripe about.
And if you're looking at the races for Santa Anita on Saturdays and Sundays, you're probably already going to have a lot of your work done. And if you're someone who's a sports fan, and now if you'll be paying attention to college basketball and NBA, there will be a lot of questions that are involving college basketball and the NBA. So let's dive on in and take a look at Saturday, February 4th Pick'em Prop Contest. All you do is click on the cards and it'll get you to Saturday, February the 4th. And we get things started. Eric, in the UCLA-Washington State game, the tiebreaker asks us, what's the total points in that UCLA-Washington State game? Where are you going to go with total points?
I did 132. I think Washington.
Look at that.
State's
I'm on 131. Yeah, so we're right there. We're right there next to each other.
I think Washington State's going to struggle to score a little bit. UCLA is not a type of team that gets out and likes to run that much.
No, UCLA is a team that doesn't take a whole bunch of bad shots either. They don't really light it up. From shooting type team. They're more of a steady, make your possessions matter, good, efficient team. So 131 for me, 132 for Eric. And then once you click your tiebreaker, it'll let you know that your tiebreaker has been submitted. Eric, let's start going through the contest. So number one, which Baffert horse wins race 3 at Santa Anita? Yes, there are 4 horses in race 3, and they're all Bob Baffert runners. Which one did you go to?
I went with the 2, Newgate. I think he's going to get the lead, and I just don't trust the other horses in here.
Yeah, Newgate is the most tested and the most seasoned here. Newgate won his career debut, and then in his second start, he was 4th in a race where the first and second place finishers both came back to win graded stakes race following that. Cave Rock ended up finishing 2nd in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, having a meltdown, came back to win another graded stakes, and then we just saw having a meltdown again recently. Newgate also lost to a horse named Forte, who was your Breeders' Cup Juvenile winner. Newgate was behind a horse named Red Route 1, who came back to run 2nd in the Southwest recently. So he has just faced some really nice horses. I think he's the one that I like most. And right now, not a lot of early support for Newgate, as he is the 3rd most fancied of the 4. Eric and I will both go to Newgate. And if you make a selection, it'll let you know. Arabian Lion. Now I made the change, and I'm on Newgate. Remember, you can make your selections all the way up until post time for these particular props. So, this one goes off at 1:05 right around post time for that 3rd race. Let's move to race number 2, or to prop number 2, Eric. And this is just a straight pick the winner of race number 4. Now, you and I are talking a little bit before, your guy, JJ Hernandez, and I think you landed on a horse who's really, really fast and can absolutely fly early on here, right?
Yeah, him and Phil are 31%. Horses 2 for 2. And anyone that knows me knows I love JJ. And anytime I see him, I'm gonna flock to him.
Now, if Hamward Flyer can clear the one base storm, he'll have a really big shot. This 5-year-old mare will have a really big shot of wire in this field. Horse who I looked at in here, I thought the interesting play might be Closing Remarks, who I went to. Closing Remarks should be set up very nicely for this. She didn't race from March to December, and then when she came back in December, she was a really good second. The horse who she was behind just came back to win the Pegasus Filly and Mare Turf last weekend. So Closing Remarks in very nice form. I also wouldn't have a problem if someone wanted to look towards Quattrell, who I think is a major player in here. This is a fun race. There's a lot of different directions you can go. Debt is super live. So prop number 2 is pick the winner of race number 4. Eric, let's get to college basketball. Purdue, one of the best teams in the country, just one loss. And then you have Indiana, who is a very, very good team at home. So these two teams line up, and I think Indy's got a really big shot. This is a huge game for them. They're awesome at home. And I think this is a big opportunity for Indiana to get a victory. I actually think they can win this game straight up. And I feel like a lot of people are going to be leaning on the Purdue side. Purdue will be a short favorite in this game. I'm going Indiana, and I'm going Indiana wins in a close one.
I like Indiana a lot here. Like you said, they're one of the top 10 teams in offensive efficiency at home. They're starting to get healthy. They're starting to peak at the right time. They got a big guy that can handle Eddie.
And they have a really good three-point shooting team, too. They shoot 38% from three. They're like a top 20 three-point shooting team. They just lost at Maryland. Their only home loss this year was by 1 point.
And I just kind of feel like if you get some athletic guards that can kind of make their guards uncomfortable, they're right for the pickings. I like Indiana here. I actually did Indiana to win 4-6 though.
Nice. Cool. So I went close, but we're both on the Indiana side. Eric going Indiana 4-6. I'm on 1-3. Let's go over to Kansas State, Texas. This is a good weekend of college basketball. There's some big games between some really good teams, like highly projected teams, highly ranked teams right now. How many 3-pointers do you think Kansas State is going to make in the game against Texas?
It's one of those things. I actually went 7-9. They have this kid, of course, whose name I'm spacing on right now. He can pull from wherever. Texas kind of does struggle defending the 3. So I went 7-9 here.
Yeah, I'm right below you at 4-6. Kansas State averages just over 7 3-pointers per game. Texas is slightly above average defending the 3, but they're not fantastic or anything. Opponents shoot about 33% from 3 against them. But for Kansas State, they don't shoot a ton of 3s overall. You're right. And so there's a couple guys on their team. I think 4-6, 7-9 are both, in that right range. I'm 4-6, Eric a little bit higher at 7-9. Let's get to UCLA, Washington State again. Field goal percentage. What field goal percentage do you think UCLA will shoot in this game?
I went with the same thing as you did, 46 to 49. That's right around where their average is.
Yeah. And I don't think Washington State defensively is fantastic. In fact, Washington State's like a little bit depleted right now. They don't have they only had like 7 or 8 guys against USC last night on Thursday night. So I don't know how healthy they're going to be. And it just might be tough for them defensively. And yeah, UCLA overall shoots really, really good on the season. They're very efficient. But some of those numbers, when you just look at the overall, were against kind of bad teams at the beginning of the year. So they're probably a little bit less than what their effective field goal percentage is, which would put them right in that 46 to 49 range where Eric and I both landed. So we're both the same. And you just look at a couple of their top players, right? Their best player, Hawkes, shoots 49%. Clark shoots 47.8%. They're both 2 of their more high volume shot takers. So those guys, if they're pretty close to their average, that'll be right where Eric and I have it, 46 to 49 range. Let's move to number 6, Eric. Gonzaga, St. Mary's. This one's funny because most people will look at this game and go, oh yeah, Gonzaga, they've been great. St. Mary's is like a 5-point favorite in this game.
Yeah. Couple of things with the Zags. They are outside the top 300 in terms of defensive efficiency. They really struggle defending the interior. And that's really, St. Mary's is really going to be able to exploit this because much of their offense is centered around the pick and roll, which Gonzaga really struggles with. Gonzaga is going to try to get out a run, but St. Mary's slows down the pace. I absolutely love St. Mary's here.
Me too. The St. Mary's defense is fantastic. Since January 1st, St. Mary's is 7-0, and they are ranked number 2 overall on Bartovik's metrics overall. Like, they are an incredibly highly ranked team by a lot of the metrics. Like Ken Palm and Sagarin and the net rankings, they love St. Mary's this year. They are really good. This is the number 1 scoring offense, Gonzaga, versus the number 4 overall scoring defense on the year, St. Mary's. Battle of the big men, 4 guys that are 6'10 plus, but St. Mary's has a pretty legit freshman guard, Mahaney, who is fun to watch too. I like St. Mary's quite a bit in this one, Eric. I mean, especially in a situation like this where there's no point spread involved or anything. So it's a straight up game where you're getting a team that's favored by 4 to 5 points, and they're only being selected right now in about 20%.
Yep.
Like, you feel like you have to go. If you're ever looking at something like this and you're playing in this prop contest, sometimes when these are put together, they're put together on like Wednesday or Thursday for Saturday, and then or Thursday or Friday for Sunday. So lines move and things move a lot in a day or two, and you can see numbers that have moved quite a bit. There's injuries, sometimes things happen. So if you look at things that are like a freebie, even if St. Mary's loses this game by 20, if you're telling me in a 50-50 pick 'em, you're giving me a 5-point favorite, I'm always going to take that.
100%
every time. Every
100%.
time. Let's get to the number 7, Eric. We got the chalk Fun to Dream versus the Field. And Fun to Dream is super legit, right? 5 for 6, just beat some of the main rivals against most recently in that last start. So going to be tough to beat. Are you Fun to Dream or are you the Field?
I'm Fun to Dream. I think clearly the class of this race, and I just don't see anybody else being able to beat him.
What's hard, and like, it's something like this. I mean, the horse can stumble and he can miss the break, or she can stumble, she can have some traffic issues, all sorts of things like that. There are 2 horses maybe awake at midnight, maybe the horse on the outside that can give her, some competition. So this was probably one of the least opinions that I had in this one. I didn't really feel strong one way or the other. Right now I'm on the Field, just kind of hoping that, Fun to Dream does run into some traffic or something like that, but not really one of my stronger ones on our prop contest today. Let's move to number 8, Eric. Which will be the margin of victory in race 9 at Santa Anita? So you like Fun to Dream, so you think it's going to be a big margin, right?
I think it's going to be 3 to 5 lengths.
3 to 5, that's where Eric goes. I think it'll be closer. I still think Fun to Dream is the horse to beat, but I'll go 0 to a length and maybe give some of the other horses a shot in here. Maybe the horses to the outside that can compete. Let's get to number 9. Just a straight pick the winner of race number 10 here. Talk to us about who you're looking at in race number 10, the 9th prop.
I did Earl's Rock. Pratt's on board 3 for 3 while riding the horse, and the horse is coming off its best buyer.
Yeah, and this horse should sit a pretty nice trip from the inside, just continues to improve. Earl's Rock, the number 1 for Eric. I'm going to go to the number 10, Dark Shift. I really like Dark Shift's effort. First time in the country on October the 23rd. It was at Keeneland. Dark Shift was way to the outside, was post 10 in a field of 12, and got bumped, got crossed over on at the start, and then settled about 11th in a field of 12, was 3 deep, was about 8 lengths off, moved inside, and then closed really well from the back, was chasing lone speed that day. I think he takes a nice step forward in here. That's Dark Shift, the number 10, who's my play in race number 10. We get to prop number 10. What number will be higher, Eric, the leading scorer in the Lakers-Pelicans game or the highest win payout at Santa Anita?
I really don't see any big prices coming in tomorrow, so I'm going to say the leading scorer in the Pellies-Lakers game.
Yeah, and think about, you have these two teams, and with these two teams, when they play each other, there's always a little bit of that added incentive because AD's playing against his old team, and then you have a couple of the guys who were involved in the trade for AD playing against the Lakers, So there's a little bit of animosity. So keep in mind, like, Anthony Davis, LeBron James, CJ McCollum, Brandon Ingram, any one of those guys could score 35 or 40 points.
Very capable. Very very capable. Even like Westbrook could go off. Like,
yeah, like there's a lot of players that can, and they can hit. We've seen LeBron recently in the upper 30. I think AD had 37 the other night again. So think about that. If we're talking 35 or 37, we need a 20-1 shot to win at Santa Anita to be a $40 winner in order to beat that. I just think we have so many different possibilities, different players who could like score 30 plus. So yeah, we're both on the leading score in the Lakers Pelicans game. Wins for your guy, JJ Hernandez, over under 3.5 wins on the card.
Pains me to say this, but I took the under.
Yeah, he only has 7 mounts on the card. Yeah. So, I mean, he has to win 4 out of 7. That is really tough. Even on live horses, I mean, he's on 9-5, 4-1, 9-5, 4-1, 12-1, 8-5, 3-1. I think he can win 3. And that's a great day. 3 out of 7? That's an awesome day.
Huge day.
But that still puts us under. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, like 2 wins out of 7 is a very good day, and that would still put you under. It's just there's so much wiggle room. And there's a couple other small fields that he's in where he could still run a very good second and not win. So, yeah, if Eric's going under, it's probably a solid
under. You know something.
It's probably the right way to lean, at least. It's probably at least the right way to lead with JJ. As we move to number 12, Eric. So this one's kind of related to number 11. How many different jockeys will win a race at Santa Anita? There are 10 races on the card.
I want 5 to 6. I think this card's pretty wide open today. Tomorrow.
Yeah, and honestly, what's difficult is there are 10 races. You've got Hernandez, who we just said we think is going to win probably a couple, maybe 2 or 3. You have Pratt, Dettori, Vasquez, Johnny V, Maldonado, Rispoli, Kimura, Mario Gutierrez, Hector Barrios, Mike Smith, Victor Espinoza, Drayden Van Dyke, Frey, and Cedillo, like all Curatolo, all have mounts that I thought were horses that are like 6-1 or less. Like any one of them could win a race. So the more we talk this out, like 5 to 6 or even 7 to 8 is probably where I'll land. The more we talk it out, because I don't know. There just seems like there are a lot of live horses, like I said, live jockeys on horses 5, 6-1 or above, which also kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier. Like we don't know how many 15 or 20-1 shots there are going to be. Maybe a couple 5, 6, 8, 10-1 shots throughout the card. So yeah, I'll go and join the crowd on 5 to 6 different jockeys winning a race on Saturday at Santa Anita. So Eric, another one is in the books, my friend, and then there will be another one of these prop contests on Sunday. So Eric and I will send out some tweet reminders on Sunday just to remind everybody to get involved in those contests. And then Eric, next week, because the Super Bowl will be on Sunday, let's plan on doing this on Saturday so we can preview the one that will have a bunch of the Super Bowl props in there too.
Sounds good, my friend.
And if you are a fan of college basketball, make sure to check out myself and Eric. We're having our college basketball coverage. One of the places we work for, Better Than Vegas, it will begin this week. College basketball and NBA coverage both. So if you want to come hang out with us as we talk a little bit about some of the big games for college basketball Saturday, you can join us at 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern time. Come give me a follow or just follow at BTV Bets, and we'll get you all set up. If you're a big sports fan, I think you'll really enjoy getting ready for college basketball Saturday. That'll be 10 a.m. Eastern time. And then on Sunday, we'll talk NBA, and that'll be at noon Eastern time. So if you love hearing more analysis, and if you're someone who likes to play fantasy sports or get involved in contests like this, we'll have tons of content for you. It's always free. And we'll be back here next week again, getting you set up for that Sunday Pick'em prop contest. Eric, buddy, good luck to you this weekend. Thanks so much for hanging out with us, and good luck in all your plays.
Thanks, man. Best of luck to you too. Talk soon.
And we'll be back for you again next week, folks. Good luck in everything this weekend.